Hi guys, I am Ibigandscary and I'm bringing you a replay featuring the blue Zerg Hicopicolo and the red Santa, who is Protoss. Bottom left corner for Santa, top right for Hilo. And we are on Daybreak, which features, it's a pretty good rush distance, featuring two Xel'Naga towers in the center. Nice little winding corridor all the way up, so if there's going to be any aggression, it's going to happen very, very quickly and very, very abruptly. I don't know much about either of these players. Piccolo was the one who posted it, saying that he was in middle to high diamond, and he versed mostly diamonds with some silver mixed in with the replay pack. Santa starting off with a low-level pylon down by the expansion, maybe seeing a forge fast expand, while Piccolo makes drones, because that's all a Zerg can do for the first, 90 seconds of any game. Sending out his first drone, maybe he's going to scout, maybe he's going to grab a first expand. It is indeed a scout. Santa heading straight to Hilo's main. You can tell by the colors that this is probably a ladder match, probably for the stakes, couple meaningless ladder points. Again, I don't quite know what level Santa is, but if he's matched up in the ladder, you can assume that both of these players are at least fairly competent. Gateway going down on the low level. Maybe it's going to be followed up by a Cyber Forge. Maybe it's going to be another Gateway. So there's that aggression that I was talking about. This significantly delays the development of the Gateway tech, not just because it's one building in between, but also to make these buildings worthwhile, he's going to have to build two zealots, maybe more, to make it worth the time. Isanta holding his probe down while Hilo gets his spawning pool up. Once he scattered those gateway, he knows he's going to have some early pressure coming along to make it worth it. Another pylon comes down, almost completing that very small wall off, while Hilo gets a gas steal. Both of the gateways are going to finish up very shortly as this Santa scouts around. It's pretty easy. If the probe was going to deny the first expand, you can drop down and take that third. Santa was just checking for that. There goes a double chrono on the two warp gates, or two gateways down at the expand for Santa. First zealot comes out, heading off to do some aggression. He's going to have to do some damage to make sure that those gateways weren't wasted. No gas now that the metabolic boost is being underway, as a pylon goes down to continue that delaying of the expansion. If Santa can succeed in keeping Hilo on one base, then he's definitely got an advantage, especially because he's got his own wall off and expansion pretty much secured. Two zealots are holding at this gateway. Knows that the as long as that pylon stays up, that no expansion is going to go up, and you can tell that with 400 minerals, Hilo's feeling it. He really wants to get that expansion down, but he knows that with the early pressure afforded by these two gateways, which are continually just spitting out zealots, he knows that with that pressure, he's not going to be in a comfortable enough position to handle taking a expansion anywhere besides the natural. And again, with all these Zerglings already made, then these zealots have succeeded in causing at least a moderate amount of economic damage. What Santa really wants to do is get in there, get into that mineral line, pop off some people. But if Hilo was thinking he might be able to get out another queen with that extended range, these four zealots, they won't stand a chance. You can position these queens down to protect that ramp, and four zealots isn't going to be enough to do enough damage to take down that hatchery, especially with all of these Zerglings. These Zerglings are more than enough just to squash these five zealots. Yeah, there'll be a lot of damage, and both sides will come out pretty weak, but again, Hilo's got so many minerals left that he really needs to just start cranking out those probes. Maybe go roaches, maybe start mining some gas. At the same time, two warp gates with a cyber core. Cyber core hasn't started on that warp gate technology yet, but there's gas is starting to climb up there. With 200 gas, maybe you'll see some sentries to play off of all of these zealots, or maybe we'll just see them all die. Even more Zerglings rush in with that metabolic boost. Hilo now knows he's got the advantage. He knows that these two zealots aren't going to be enough to hold that small choke. He needs to get a sentry out, and unfortunately, he's just continuing to force out those zealots. Really, he needs a sentry, or he needs to drop down a forge or something to block off this, because with these Zerglings rushing in, it's not. Yeah, it's just a run by. The Zerglings are gonna run right up, just gonna rape this whole probe line, and yeah, there's plenty of zealots here, and these zealots will be able to do a lot of damage, but the Zerglings are just gonna decimate this probe line before anything else happens. Robotics facility going up, but with the amount of damage done to that probe line, look at that, there's only 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 probes left for a Zerg that's got 2 functional bases, even if it's not fully saturated. This is just agony. This is totally decimated probe line. Oh, poor Santa. It looks like the only present that, nah, I can't even do it. I won't even make a joke, because this is just awful. This is just awful. Yeah, so even though these Zerglings are going to get cleaned up by all these zealots, the damage has been done. I don't know what he expects to build out of that robotics facility, but it's not going to be enough to take down a 2-based Zerg against a 1-based Protoss that has, what, 10 probes. 10 probes against 30. That says it all. Yeah, stupid entrance. I know, Santa. I feel you, buddy. I feel you. All right, that's it for me. Good game, Hilo.